Someone just said this recently, and it's stuck in my head. The world is just weird. If you remember the daily from Monday, where I went and got a COVID test, did it myself in the CVS drive-thru of all places. CVS was super awesome, by the way. They were pretty fantastic through that whole thing. But just where we are, how things are proceeding, going into flu season, it's definitely non-typical. And I know we've said that over and over and over again. Our job, my job, the brand team's job here is to try to make things answer as many questions as possible, to make it a little more normal or less weird than it normally would be. So we've talked about a lot of that lately. We did an update on what happens if you have an exposure at the hospital, what happens if you test positive for COVID, what happens to your pay, how do you do that, what's the chain of events, how do you first communicate with your recruiter, and then what happens here at Atlas when that runs through that cycle. Secondly, it's just basic understanding of there's a ton of travelers entering the system right now, entering the travel nursing world, and going back and talking through what's a profile look like, what do the references look like, what's the skills checklist look like, how often do you have to have a skills checklist. Let's talk about a compliance file, like what do you need in that compliance file, what can you get from your current hospital for that compliance file, what do those things look like? So I'm trying to make that process as easy as possible, or so you could just type in there, if you go to our YouTube channel and type in whatever information you need, compliance file, and you get a ton of videos about compliance, or you type in resume and you get a ton of videos about resumes, or whatever the case may be, trying to make it easier for you to get started in the exciting and fun world of travel nursing, but sometimes scary and confusing world with a ton of information, bad information out there, sometimes on Facebook, trying to give you as much information as possible. Whether you choose to use us or not, that information is out there and it's accessible to you there for free on YouTube. You can look at it all and decide what you need, what you don't, and if you're just getting started, where to start.